In a previous video, we created some 3D animation using 9 images. One of the 9 was used as a background, so we didn't see a great deal of that, but we saw it at the start and end. But the main feature was 4 inset images which spin round in a 3D fashion to reveal 4 more. Now within that 9 image animation we included the background. That's why we've got the 9th image in the first place. What we can do though is we can include a background that travels with the slide style even if I send it to you over the internet. Let's begin here by just recreating our animation using the slide style we created. Remember, the first image we double click and bring down into the slide list, the first of the 9 of course, will form the background. So let me select these 8, which will form 4 and 4 with 3D animation. The last one selected, so back to the front, hold the shift, click the first one, go to the slide styles, double click to apply it. Let's just put the cursor on the black there and we'll just take a quick look just to make sure that everything is working okay. But of course once we've checked once that the slide style is working, then there's no reason to believe it's not going to work in the future. And there we can see the first images and the rotation to the next 4. I'll stop it at that point. I'm going to suggest that we may want to make a slide style sometimes where one background, and here I've got a picture of a royal standard, can be used in all of the slide styles. Now you can think of this as a great option for a wedding audiovisual where we can create a background and have a similar or the same background throughout the slideshow, and all applied to styles if we wanted to. For our purposes here, we need to select the animation that we've created and go to the Objects and Animation screen, and we'll see all of the similar objects on the right hand side and the keyframes that we originally set up. Now we know that it was the bottom image that provided us with the background, and we know we called that main object 1. What I'm going to do here is to select the background, go to the picture option because I want to change it, locate the royal standard, and then I need to come back and untick this box because this image isn't a main image. What we're telling Pictures2Xe here is when we make our next slide style, include the 4 images that appear first and the 4 we see on the reverse of the 3D animation, but use this image every time for the background. Let me just press play and we can take a look at that just to make sure it doesn't look too bad, because it's going to fade out a little bit as they come up. A little bit colourful in the background, but nevertheless you can see it's working pretty well. So all we really need to do is to recreate a slide style. A little bit of a change. Let's stop it at that point, close down the Objects and Animation screen and make our style. So going to the slide style, going to Tools once again, create a style. Let's call this 3D Animation and Background. Now you can see the main images that this slide style is going to require is 8, because we're saying leave the background out. In fact, wrap the background into the slide style and apply that every time we choose 8 images. Let's click Create, and then of course, as usual, we just need to test it. So let's do a proper job of this. Let's come back to Pictures2Xe sometime in the future. Go to File, New to set up a completely new project. So there we are with nothing in the slide list at all. I'll hit Alt S to add a blank. Then I'll select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 images and drag them down. This one doesn't even need to be here now. It could be gone. With all of those selected, if I go to my slide style and choose the right style and apply it, Well, you can see exactly what we have. And if I chose another 8 images, it would apply the same background to the next 8. Now that could be quite useful when we're using the slide style in a number of different images in a slide sequence. Let me stop it at this point. Now the spinning round of the screen has brought us into a completely different location. I'm going to add that slide style to some of these images, completely inappropriate with the background, but just to demonstrate that here I'm going to choose 2 lots of 8, so I want 16 images. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to have to pick one of those odd ones at the end, but I'm sure we can just make allowance for that. So there's the 16 images, and if I drag them down, all 16 are selected. When I go to my slide style to apply it, it only needs 8, but of course it's going to apply it twice, as you can see here. Let's press play. Just make sure everything's okay, but we can see the background in the second image is what we see first. Then of course we can adjust the background. It's rather colourful here. Wrong type of images to be demonstrating above it, but of course we could reduce that to monochrome if we felt it was useful. Now you may notice that the slide style we created required 26 seconds, but when we applied the second one, it seems to have crept up to 28. Why has that happened? It's just that it doesn't have an image to the right. If I double click one of these, you can see everything comes correct.